Minecraft Live 2024 has just taken place, and we did not learn what the next major update of Minecraft will be because we are getting two minor updates, aka game drops, and they're going to be coming our way in the next couple of months. If you are not up to speed, I have videos here on this channel you can check out. The next update is going to be known as Bundles of Bravery. This will bring the new and improved colorful bundles to both Java and Bedrock, and also includes hardcore mode on Bedrock. And I have a feeling that's what Bravery refers to in the title of this game drop. And the game drop that will precede it will bring a new mob to the game known as the Creaking, and a new biome known as the Pale Garden. We are, of course, going to do the deep dive in this video, but first a quick recap of other things from the Minecraft Live event. And when I say quick, I really do mean it because I'm basically letting you know this stuff is out there on the Minecraft channel if you want to go and check it out. There was a short clip from the new Minecraft movie that was shared with us, and of course a piece around it talking to various people involved in the project. And for the first time we got to see what the Minecraft experience known as Villager Rescue is going to look like. These are interactive rooms that you can go inside of and interact with the images that are being projected onto the walls. I've personally been to one of these for something completely different and it was amazing, so I think this has got an opportunity to be quite the experience. This event, however, is limited to people that can make their way to Dallas. This is the only place it's currently happening, and they've hinted that maybe there'll be more in the future, but no specifics. If you want to find out more about either of these, you can head over to the Minecraft channel, but we are here to cover the new update because that's what I do here on this channel. And if you'd be so kind as to subscribe to my channel, then you can stay up to date with the snapshots and pre-releases as they come out for this new content. That's what I do here on the channel. So hit that button and you can stay informed. So this year we got our usual presentation of the new content. And then after the main show, we got an after show, a more casual event with the developers, which was really cool. I have watched it, taken notes. I'm going to cover all the details in this video. Once again, though, if you want to see more footage from this, there was loads of it shared this time around, so I'm just condensing it down to give you the key points in this video, and I'll leave some links so you can go check out the full stuff on the Minecraft channel. And a quick reminder, this is for a future game drop, so it might be 1.21.3. Anyways, let's jump right into it. We start with a new biome, the Pale Garden, which is an unsettled, eerie place full of new blocks that are all desaturated. And when you're inside of this biome, notice that the sky itself becomes desaturated too. The concept here is to have a biome that doesn't quite feel right. It's a quiet place where none of the game's music will play inside of, and at night it will transform with the introduction of a new mob. But first of all, let's check out all of these blocks that we can see. There's actually quite a few of them about because the idea is to reduce visibility when you're inside of this new biome. There is a new wood set, the pale oak wood. At the moment, we can only see the wood variants, but later in the video, we'll see the full set, which includes planks and fences and fence gates. There are, of course, new leaves for these trees, which are desaturated. I'm hoping we'll be able to pick these up and take them to other places and retain that difference in color from regular leaves. Then on the ground, you'll see what looks like moss, and you are not mistaken. This is pale moss that comes along with pale moss carpet. It can be bone milled and functions in a very similar way to the moss that we know. And hanging down from the trees is hanging pale moss. In one of Mojang's statements, they said that this can be mined using shears or silk touch. However, in the video, you can actually see them getting punched and then going into the player's inventory. Anyways, it's a biome that's all about ambience and atmosphere that's kind of creepy. And here you can see it transforms to another level at night as the desaturation and the darkness will really ratchet up the fear level in anticipation of what's next. While this is a sight to behold, the Creaking. A terrifying mob that blends in with the low visibility environment. It's got the texture of the wood and the pale moss coming off of it, and your best way to see it is by spotting those three eyes, which really do pop out. But when you attack this mob, you won't actually do damage to it, and you'll see these particle effects going into one of the tree canopies nearby. And this because it's actually a projection from a block known as the Creaking Heart. And the mob itself will only move when you're not looking at it, which is just terrifying. It is a bizarre, really different looking mob with an asymmetrical design, which really makes it stand apart from the traditional Minecraft aesthetic. And with them leaning into this eerie horror vibe in the Pale Garden, I think it's going to fit in really well. This looks like a really well thought out set of features. Now, going back to the Creaking Heart, you will need Silk Touch to obtain one of these blocks, and breaking it will then deactivate the creakings that are linked to that block. So you'll have to engage in this task of hunting down these blocks whilst retaining line of sight with the creaking, because if you're not looking at it, it's going to move towards you and attack you. And from what I could tell, they don't actually do a lot of damage if you've got some iron armor on. It was also shown that you can obtain one of these blocks and actually use it to summon your own creakings into world. This is done by having the pale oak wood below and above the block. So if you move one in with some redstone, you can then activate this block on command. I also like how it's desaturated when it's not active, and then it lights up with this orangey red when it gets activated. That will then be able to summon in the creakings, but they will only summon in during the nighttime. In the daytime, this block will be inactive. Now, sound design is a huge part of this mob, and because there's a lot of commentary on the original video, I've muted all of it so I can put my own commentary over the top. And that means that we've missed out on a lot of amazing sound design. But I want to share this next bit with you and ask you to pay attention to two things. Obviously, the sound design of the mob, but also the music.
And to do that, you need to play with the silence and the contrast of the silence and the sounds. So to make creaking, I gathered a lot of creaky stuff that will make creaky sounds. Obviously, the biggest thing would be to gather wood and twigs and stuff like that, dead leaves, to get rustling and creaking. But I also recorded salty sticks, the Swedish snack. I think it's Swedish. And one of the biggest part actually of the sound is my table creaking, dragging against the floor, and also a chair.
So did you hear it? It sounded like an eerie remix of Pig Step to me. And supposedly there's no music that plays in this biome, but I got a sneaky suspicion we might get a new music disc with something to accompany it, even though it's not actually going to play in game. Either way, I hope we get to hear the full version of that song because it sounds absolutely amazing. So next, let's dive a little deeper into a few of the things we've seen so far, starting with the Pale Oak wood set. Although we haven't actually seen the wood set itself because, yes, that's a full set of blocks. We're talking fences, fence gates, planks and slabs, all of the usual stuff that comes along with a wood set. There was also this showcase area that had been put together to show you lots of different build styles using the new Pale Oak wood set. We also get to see trapdoors and doors, which I gotta say, absolutely gorgeous texture on the doors. The trapdoors are pretty decent too. And while they were doing this showcase, they also showed us what the sapling for this wood set looked like, and it's a nice little addition to the game. We then have hanging moss. We've seen plenty of this already. In this showcase, we learned that we can indeed bone meal and farm it. Then we have the carpet moss, which actually spreads up the sides of blocks when you place it next to them. It looks like that it can go in increments of half, a whole and a half. And that actually wraps up the main showcase, but I have a little bit more for you. I highly recommend the Aftershow. I thought this was really good. The developers sort of sat down and played the update casually. We got to see what happens to the creaking when you play with it in creative mode, and they've added a feature where if you just hit it in creative mode, it will disappear, which I thought was quite smart. Then later on in the show, a mini game was put together where the two different players, Marco and Jens, would have to go out and collect the creaking hearts and then bring them back to these pedestals in the center. And it was the first one to get 7 that would win. This was a really good showcase of seeing the creaking in action. So like I've mentioned a couple of times this video, all the videos will be linked down below in the description box. So you can go check them out after this video. Leave a like before you leave here though. And just a reminder, both of these game drops are going to be coming out in the next couple of months. So what did you think of this new biome and mob? Leave a comment down below. Personally, I really like the smaller size of the update. I think it's made them hyper-focus on executing these ideas really well, and it looks fantastic. I'm excited for it. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.